We're live on LiveWire. My name is Ray Tatter, and welcome to LiveWire. We got a great show for you coming up. If you've ever traveled down in Sacramento, down 16th Street, and you pass the Memorial Auditorium, you run across a series of small hotels. But there was an old hotel there called the Mansion Inn when I came up to beautiful Sacramento in 1982. And I stayed there, and it was really wonderful. And over the years, I'd been to it, and then all of a sudden, it stopped serving the population of California. And I don't understand that. With me in the studio today, we're going to also talk about the upcoming film festival place called Sacramento, which has been going for many, many years. About you can make films in Sacramento. With me in the studio to talk about this project with the hotel, it's called Tearing Walls Apart, is Mr. Patrick Harbison, who's probably, I don't know, you are probably the best MC anybody could want.
Goodness. That's very sweet.
Quick, the walls are falling down. Get Patrick Harbison to be the MC.
That's right.
And tell me about this project.
Well, it's really exciting because, as you know, art is just having such a moment in our city.
Yeah.
And what's great about this event in particular is that it encourages high school students to promote their art. And so this hotel that you mentioned, the former Mansion Inn, has 45 rooms that are going to be painted by these teams of high school students. So it'll be sort of a temporary art installation while the hotel remains.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the whole idea of having kids to understand public art and be part of a public art project that's, it's ephemeral, but bam, they get to put stuff on the wall and
That's absolutely
be
right.
part of it. It's an excellent thing. And this is to me really an initiative that is kind of like something I had never heard of. And we used to have, I mean, at the California Arts Council, when I worked there in the early days, we had a mural project, and it was specific funding for a designed piece of art that went on a piece of
Right.
a wall of a building. But it's nothing like you see in Sacramento,
No, exactly.
where there's a 90-foot face above you, looking
Exactly.
down.
Well, what's so great about this too is that, again, these are high school students. So this is sort of the future of our local art scene. And these kids are coming in from all throughout the region. So we're really going to see a lot of distinctive personalities,
Yeah.
a lot of different types of art on display, because again, this event is open to the public. So we encourage folks to come see art being created.
Good. And there's an issue that not only is it an innovative kind of idea, but it's also supportive of an innovative idea. The collaboration between the mayor's office, the Department of
Right.
I want to say Department of Education, but the school.
Well, so it's SMAC, it's the Friends of the Art Commission. It's certainly a directive that Mayor Darrell Steinberg has put forth. Is really an emphasis on arts education and in promoting public art throughout the city. And so this event actually, while it is free to attend, there is a suggested $10 donation that will go exactly to this group, which is, in my opinion, doing great work, spreading the message of why art is so important, particularly for our students. And as we see art funding being cut throughout our educational systems, this is a nice way to recoup some of that loss. And again, for kids who really are taking advantage of it and going on to do bigger and better things within the art community.
So you brought a little film here. We'll have a look at it.
Great.
And, then either you can narrate it or I'll ask you some silly questions afterwards.
Sure.
Okay,
Whichever.
here we go. This is for Tearing Down the Walls or Tearing Walls Apart, which is a kind of an initiative. special piece because that was actually taken in that hotel.
That's exactly right. So it sort of gives you an idea of what folks can expect this weekend if they were to come out. Essentially, those 45 rooms from the Mansion Inn will be taken over again by these student artists and painted, so sort of transformed. But while that's happening from 12 to 6 p.m., it's going to be stacked with entertainment. So we've got live music. We've got the King's in-house DJ is helping us by playing some music. We've got live dance performances, as you saw. So it's really something for everybody.
So, but you can also jump on the web if you want to know more about this at
That's right.
www.tearingwallsapart.org, which is is a specific organization that's part of this continuity of that relationship between all those agencies?
So I think what it was the the event organizers really wanted to do something meaningful with the Mansion Inn because it is so iconic and historic. And before it gets torn down to become a new fancy boutique, very nice hotel, they wanted to do something to honor that legacy. And so they thought, why not celebrate art and celebrate youth and do something vibrant. So that's what we're going to have this weekend.
That's great. I used to drive by that place every day to go to work.
Did you?
Yeah, and I thought, and it started to be vacant about, I don't know, it's about 6 or 7 years ago.
Right.
And I kept saying, oh, this is horrible. Well, maybe they're going to just kind of like revamp the whole thing.
Right.
But now they're going to redo.
Now they're really revamping it.
Great. And the governor lives across the street from that, doesn't
That's
he?
right. So it's actually kind of a cultural hub there because you've got the governor's mansion that's right across the street. And just down the street, you've got the Sacramento Theater Company. So the area and the neighborhood there really has championed arts for some time.
Yes.
And so I think it's a nice fitting tie-in with Tearing Walls Apart and these student artists.
Good. And it's a small fee to get in, but it's a donation to
It's
the.
actually free to
it is?
attend. And a donation is encouraged. Again, that would go back to
donations are
supporting the art,
encouraged.
but-
Okay, well, and any of that money will go towards arts and education
That's
programming.
right. That's right. And I'll be there. And we'll have a live
Right,
DJ
that's
and
right.
some live entertainment.
You taking donations too?
I will.
The Harbison Fund.
Exactly.
Wait a minute, that sounds good.
I'm going to need some. That's
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
right. At any rate, I think it'll be kind of wonderful, and you get to be the MC on all of these, center of all of this.
That's right. That's right. We've got an esteemed judging panel that includes our Congresswoman Doris Matsui, and in fact, the mayor himself will be there.
All right.
These kids have actually been mentored leading up to the event from local artists. So folks like David Garibaldi and Lynn Fei Fei and Micah Crandall Bear, who have not only come from this region, but have gone on to have very successful careers within the art
Nationally
world.
known.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And so it's again a learning experience for these kids, but it's also an opportunity for them to showcase their talent for the community to see.
See how they, as they go along in their lives, might take art on, either in their hearts or in their hands.
That's exactly right.
That's fantastic, Patrick, and I think it's a really great thing. So that's this Sunday, September 23rd.
That's
And
correct.
So hop on down there and enjoy Tearing Walls Apart, which is a interesting and wonderful program.
That's right. We'll see you there.
All right. Okay. We're going to take a pause for the cause right after this message that you see there, and we'll be back in a few minutes. And we're going to be talking with Judith Plank, who is a filmmaker par excellence, and we're going to talk about her next film, which is called Escargot. What could that be? What's an escargot?
Every year, tens of thousands of young people experience homelessness. If you or someone you know needs help, 1-800-RUNAWAY can provide support and connect you to the right resources. Together, we can end youth homelessness.
So there you are. It's flu season, and you're over 65 like me.
You might be forgetting something serious. Your annual flu shot.
The flu can be life-threatening, especially if you have chronic conditions like diabetes and heart disease, which can worsen with the flu.
The immune system weakens with age. Ask about a flu vaccine option made specifically for us.
Visit ncoa.org/flu to learn more and talk to your doctor about vaccine options for people 65 and older.
There's a quiet battle happening on our streets. Pedestrians are acting indestructible. And drivers act like they own the road. They're both wrong. Be aware, be alert. Pedestrians don't have armor. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety.
Every year for a number of years, Sacramento Cable has helped develop filmmakers throughout its town, and filmmakers who've gone on to do films out of town and in town and stayed in town and done good things with our with media. And I find it fascinating that Access Sacramento would continue the program. And with me in the studio is somebody who's been with the program off and on for we're about 8 years now. And her name is Judith Plank. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good.
Good to be here.
It's good to be here too, and talk about these kinds of things. You've written and you produced, and I think you directed this last one. Did you do all that with all of the ones that you've done? You've done 3 of them.
Yes, I've written and directed and produced all of them. This is my 4th film. Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know if I could do anything. That's producing is extremely hard.
That's right.
And directing is hard, and then writing. Well, that's easy. We just.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have 2 producers. Particular producers on this latest film. In other words, but I think Access Sacramento calls the writers the producers also.
Yeah.
But technically speaking, I'm the writer, director, and I do have 2 producers. They're co-producers.
But actually do
Scott
do
Slaughterbeck and Christine Levette. They're great.
Very important, and they probably have done other ones and know how to do it.
Yes.
So what is it like making a film when you did it your first time at Access Sacramento, and they said, here's your crew, here's your writer, go to town?
Oh my gosh. Wow. I have to find my own crew though, so it's not handed to us. So that was in 2010. I think what happened was, as I recall, I had submitted in 2009 and didn't get accepted, but they gave me such extensive notes and they said, if you fix this, it'll be great. So I fixed it, submitted it the following year in 2010, and I won.
Whoa.
And that was the first time I actually submitted. That was my first experience with Access Sacramento, and it was great. And so I won, and I decided, hey, I'm going to direct too. What the heck, I'd never directed a film, but I'd done my own little guerrilla filmmaking, with my own little camera, before that. But this was a big deal. I had to get a crew together and have a real professional film shoot, and oh my gosh, it was the dream of my life, really.
Really? So can I ask you about just the title, or is this something I can't? You also brought a little clip of the film, which we'd like to see.
We have a clip of the film, and we have a couple stills, and you can ask me anything.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Why is it called escargot?
Escargot. Well, how much?
Am I asking you to give something away?
How much can I tell you without giving? Yeah. Well, you know what escargot is.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. I just
one of
wanted to check on that.
Things.
Yes. Yeah.
Usually too expensive, but.
Right. Right. So let's see. I could give you the tagline of the film. It's how much do I? I don't want to give too much away. Okay,
wait a minute. Why don't we take a look at the clip of the clip? How about that?
Let's do that.
I won't drag you into that. So this is, we're going to first look at a couple of slides from your production, and then we'll jump on into the clip, which is what they call a teaser. Okay? So this is from Escargot, and it's by this wonderful lady, Judith Plank, and here it is. What's that?
That is Jeffrey. He's my DP. And this is another shot of the filming outside in Sacramento, at someone's house. Lots of great film equipment. It's Bianca, my editor, on the right. She was also the script supervisor that day. And there's Scott Slaughterbeck in the back. He's the boom operator, sound dude. Lots of great equipment. And that was Jeffrey Lapid. Oh, there's there's our poster. Yeah.
I see it. It's good.
Yeah.
Posters are really quite powerful things.
They are. I'm real proud of our poster. Yes. Okay.
Oh, and save the date. That's the date is coming right up, isn't it?
It sure is.
October
2.5 weeks or something.
the 8th, I think it is.
October 6th.
Oh, no, the 6th. That's right.
Saturday-
That's a Sunday.
Saturday night.
Saturday. Oh,
It
really?
used to be Sundays. For many years, they were Sundays, from 1 to 5, and that was great. But this will be great too. So Saturday night, red carpet, October 6th, starts at doors open at 6, and the show starts at 7 p.m.
At that big, wonderful downtown theater called
The Crest. Oh yes, yes. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now the clip. Okay. All right. That's so you can get a pencil and write this down. There it is, October the 6th at 7 p.m. The door opens at 6 p.m. And you'll see all of the wonderful stars of the shows you're going to watch. They'll all be sitting next to you watching themselves up on the huge screen.
It's a great experience. And we sold out, Access Sacramento sold out last year. That's 950 seats.
Oh, I know.
That's
I know.
amazing.
And there may be only a few seats left.
Yeah, and we'll probably sell out this year too. So
Good.
Very
Good.
exciting.
So it shall be. So let's have a look at this clip of from the piece called Escargot by Judith Plank.
People are talking about you, Jimmy. But we don't care. We love you. So, anyway, Chrissy hasn't heard your talk yet. Can we hear it?
Okay. These are land snails. It's the common term, or layman's term, for terrestrial gastropod mollusks. And they're pulmonates, which means they have a lung and they breathe air. And they have this mucus that allows them to crawl over rough surfaces, and then it keeps their soft bodies from drying out.
Sick.
Yeah, and they're also...
There are 60 seconds. That's all you can do. That's not a lot, but
Yeah.
that's
Well,
fun.
not a lot. The film, each film of these films is only 10 minutes long.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Only 10 minutes.
So you have a hard time, building the idea of the story, and then you got a few minutes to.
Yeah, you gotta do all that in the screenplay first. Yeah, they get that done. So you mean, because once the screenplay is written, like Alfred Hitchcock said, the screenplay is written, the film's done. You follow the screenplay. But then you have to deal with what you actually have after the shoot too. An interesting struggle for me as a writer and a director is we had to cut some scenes, some scenes that I thought were really important and powerful, as a writer, but they didn't actually work in the final finished product.
Yeah.
So that's quite a struggle.
Isn't that a major problem with? I mean, don't they overshoot films by 10 hours or something like that?
Probably.
And
yeah.
then they cut out so many things that
Yeah.
they're quite wonderful. Yeah, I've heard major actors talk about, coming back from the dailies, looking at their work, and then finding out that their best scene that they ever did in their entire career was on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, I had to tell a couple actors that this time too, that you just did a great job. You'll have the scene for your demo reel, your acting reel,
Yeah.
which makes them very excited.
But
of
it
course.
didn't end up in the film.
But it didn't end up in the film, so so I bought their tickets for the event.
That's
So
okay.
And
I think actors understand going in that sometimes things
Yeah.
just don't get taken.
Yeah.
It's happened to me, I can tell you that.
Well, it's important. I wrote 10 pages, and that gave me more of a chance to have scenes cut. So next time around, I'm going to do 8 pages. I'm going to really keep it at 8 pages.
Mm-hmm.
That will probably allows some breathing room, so that I probably won't get some of my favorite scenes cut that way. So you live and learn.
Yeah, you live and learn. Well, I find it fascinating. So you are in this work here in Sacramento. That's what you do is film.
Well, I love filmmaking, and I run the Davis Film Festival. I've done that for 12 years. and I worked at Davis Media Access for a while, and I've done some camera work and behind the scenes, but I really love the writing and directing. That's what I want to do. And it's just, directing's awfully hard work, you know, bringing all the cast and the crew together and making things turn into magic.
Because it moves.
It's just amazing. Well, all the personalities that are involved. You know, some of the fights that get on the set and all the arguing, and, you know, I mean, it's just, you have to be a psychologist too, really. So, but the writing, you're alone in your desk, and it's just a whole different thing. You're creating a whole world, and then suddenly this world is coming alive, and you have all this crew and cast that are there for you, you know. So it's a really nice balance, writer-director.
To make it happen.
To make it happen. It's just so rewarding. It really is.
Yeah, I always think about curators, you know. I'd rather be a curator in a museum where the picture doesn't move. It just there.
Yeah, filmmaking's so exciting, though. It's really great.
It is, yeah. But then there's filmmaking, and then it kind of zooms along, and there's a story, and it's a story in pictures. It's fascinating.
It really is. Yeah. And it's so great that Access Sacramento gives filmmakers an opportunity like this. So.
Astounding. I don't know of any other place in the United States. You couldn't do this in Hollywood.
Right.
I don't know why, but, you know, they try. This has been tried before in Hollywood, and the producers film there don't like the idea.
Well, pretty much it's you know, dog eat dog there in Hollywood. I mean, I don't think there's as much support down there as there is in this particular situation, because we get some of the film permits. We don't have to pay for some of the film permits, which is great too, because, you know, you do a lot of outdoor shooting at parks and locations and things. So that's exciting. So yeah, I don't think there's anything like this, you know, pretty much anywhere else. So I'm trying to think of what I could say about my film without giving things away. I'm just going to say...
Well, okay, about those young ladies and all of that, and that young boy who mystified them.
Right.
There was good acting, by the way. I like that.
You know what? I'm really pleased with our actors and the acting, and I've gotten comments from everyone what good acting we have in this film. And so my original storyline, I wrote a tagline to serve the purposes of this program, Access Sacramento, but the original synopsis I had was, how does it go again? Mom is worried about her son James, Dad is worried about Mom, and James is worried about snails. So it tells you a little bit.
Okay.
And then the tagline we wrote for this is, just your average, everyday family making big progress at a snail's pace. So it's a family drama. It's a story of parents trying to understand their teenage son. And the mom especially is worried, you know.
My mom was worried.
Yeah, she's worried. She hasn't met any of his friends. He just talks about snails all the time, all he's ever doing, but he gets straight A's in school. So we know he's bright. We know he's
going through learning a lot.
Learning a lot. And you know, like you saw from the clip, he's telling the girls some things that he knows, and he's a pretty knowledgeable guy, but he's just, the actors were just fantastic. I just was so pleased to work with my acting. And I cast the whole thing too. I don't know that all directors do. I think sometimes they work
like this huge casting call?
Yes, I did. And I cast all my films, which isn't always the case with directors. Directors often lean on producers to do that. And I said, wait a minute, I got to cast this film, and I always have, and I'm just so pleased. I have this running joke in the middle of the shoot. Oh, gee, who cast this film? I mean, God, they did such a great job. And it's fun. It's fun.
I think it's important to do it yourself, and when it comes down to that important moment of casting. And right now, I'm casting a play, an Irish play, and I want to do it because I know these actors and I've worked with them. So it's called A Place Called Sacramento. It's a film festival, and it's been going for many years. And Judith Plank has had her films in this event off and on for 3 or 4 years now. Sacramento, you must go and see this if you haven't seen local people making films, real interesting stuff. Sacramento, you should go see it. October 6th at 7 p.m. at the Crest Theater. You know, and I can say that the tickets are probably on their way to being sold.
They're almost gone. They only have like 40 left in the office and less than 100 at the Crest box office.
Oh,
it's already 2.5 weeks. It's only 2.5 weeks
and
away.
the drums are pounding.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I mean, you have in your heart the idea of writing and making films, and you've worked with some people who have gone on to be actors and directors in films?
Actors mainly. Mainly. I don't know. I'm in a small category actually of female writer directors. So yes, I've worked with some of the actors who've gone on to Hollywood and LA. So
what fun!
Yeah, it's really fun. But anybody know Galen Howard? I shot his first film when he was 13. He was the actor, and I wrote and directed, and so I have that film. And he's working with Justin Timberlake now and everything. So
oh, that's so sweet.
It's really fun. So
and the work that goes into doing a film festival and curating that, because that's an amazing thing.
Yes.
How many films do you have to look at to do a film festival?
Oh yes, quite a few. For a longest time, I've been using Without a Box, which is an international database, and I just, you just spend day after day after day. You have a screening committee, of course, but I look at the films. The screening committee looks at all the films first, and they weed out the films that just don't work. I mean, just nice intention, but
so when is the film festival?
So the next film festival is November 2019.
Okay, we got 2 dates now. You have November the 19th.
November the 19th?
This November?
No, next November.
Oh, next November.
Because I took a little time off because I was busy shooting a film. So the next Davis Film Festival will be the first weekend in November 2019.
Okay. Judith Plank, thanks so much for talking to me, and wish you well on your upcoming film, Escargot.
Great, thank you so
much. All right,
much.
that's it. That's all the time we have. We're going to roll, and we'll see you next Wednesday. And don't forget, LiveWire and Patrick Harbison's Tearing Walls Apart and Judith Plank's Escargot. We'll see you then.